For decades, video games have been considered as a waste of time to most people, and most parents believe that video games harm their children's growth. Because of their bad press, they are often overlooked when speaking about the topic of art forms in media, such as movies or books. However, many games released these days are much more than just fun games to play. In fact, they intertwine incredible narratives and storytelling along with their gameplay, which immerses players into the story better than any movie or book can. In this video, I will use a game that I consider to be art and should serve as the prime example of how a video game can be much more than what it is. And that game is God of War Ragnarok. God of War Ragnarok is an action game developed by Santa Monica Studio, and it is the latest installment in the God of War series that has captured the hearts of millions of players all around the world. However, what sets God of War Ragnarok apart from its predecessors is its exceptional storytelling, which has made it a masterpiece of the genre. God of War Ragnarok takes us on an incredible journey with Kratos and Atreus, two of the main characters who are father and son. In the game, Kratos must guide his son through Norse mythology while contending with his own past and adapting to his new life as a parent. The game does an exceptional job of delving deeper into Kratos' character by showcasing his vulnerability as he battles both external enemies and his internal issues. It also highlights his relationship with Atreus, which evolves as they face numerous challenges together. One of the reasons why God of War Ragnarok's storytelling is a masterpiece is that the game is not only about battles and adventure, but it also has a rich narrative that captivates players. The game's plot is based on how Kratos develops as a parent to his son who is missing his mother as well, which is introduced right from the beginning of the game. The game's plot is ambitious and complex, featuring twists and turns that keep players engaged and active with the story. These also help the players understand the internal struggle that Kratos goes through as a father, wanting only the safety of his son and to help him grow up to become a better man than he ever was. I believe that many parents across the world can relate to Kratos' struggle because this issue is something that is constantly happening in the real world. No parent wants their child to feel disdain towards them and resent them. Kratos, being a Spartan warrior, was not raised traditionally, as not only was he taken away from his family to train as a Spartan, but his father, Zeus, was a tyrant who attempted to kill his son numerous times.
There's nowhere you can hide, Spartan. Put as much distance between you and the truth as you want. It changes nothing. Pretend to be everything you are not. Teacher, husband, father.
Kratos wants Atreus to live a life free of his father's past mistakes. Kratos does not wish for his son to undergo the hardships he went through at his age, which again is something that all parents can definitely resonate with. Another aspect of God of War Ragnarok's storytelling that makes it such a masterpiece is how thoroughly it explores its protagonists' relationships. Kratos and Atreus' relationship is given significant attention and depth, making it feel authentic, real, and endearing. By displaying their growth as a team throughout the game, The storytellers managed to create a perfect balance between loving father-son moments and thrilling action sequences that keep the player's hearts pumping.
What has happened?
In addition to that, the game does an excellent job of making Kratos and Atreus two well-rounded characters. Kratos, who is usually portrayed as a ruthless and violent character, is given a refreshing take in God of War. The game displays Kratos as a deeply anxious and protective father who struggles with articulating his emotions. Trying to raise Atreus amid his troubling past that is catching up to him, the game displays Atreus as an innocent and curious youth whose inquisitive nature regularly leads them into tough circumstances. The game's plot is efficiently tied to the events that occur in the previous game, God of War, creating an effective story that Santa Monica Studios has maintained over the years. All these elements combine to make the story and characters in God of War Ragnarok a masterpiece, forming a unique narrative experience that few other games can match. God of War Ragnarok, along with many other games, can be considered art, just like books and movies. Games have developed much further than they were in the 80s and 90s and have truly become a way to not only create incredible stories, but to also allow the player to be fully immersed into them much deeper than any form of storytelling can. The journey that Kratos undergoes from being a grizzled warmonger and violent man to a loving and protective father, only doing what is necessary to ensure his son's future is brighter than his own, is such a captivating narrative to follow across the long series of games he stars in. At the surface, God of War is an action game that is incredibly fun to play, but if the player pays attention to the story being told and goes a little deeper, they would discover that, in truth, God of War is a narrative of parenthood and the growing relationship between a father and his son. To me, that is an astonishing and beautiful narrative to play through, and I feel that many parents could definitely agree with.
Loki will go. Atreus. Atreus remains.
Take care of everyone.
And with that, we've reached the end of the video. To conclude, God of War Ragnarok storytelling is a masterpiece for several reasons. First, it is a well-plotted epic tale that takes us on an unforgettable journey with Kratos and Atreus. On top of that, the game manages to intertwine Norse mythology into the game's plot effortlessly. The relationship that develops between Kratos and Atreus throughout the game is truly one of a kind, and the game does an excellent job of making the two of them well-rounded characters. All of these factors combine to create one of, if not the most exceptional storytelling experience in modern gaming. The story of God of War Ragnarok is a testament to the genre's potential, and it sets the bar high for future games to follow. This game serves to prove that video games can definitely be considered an art form and that they should be seen that way, rather than the negative things they are associated with.